Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some more Terra. This time I'm still in version 0.7.4.3, the newest of the unstable builds, and with this one, at this episode, I headed into the actual creative mode. There's a reason. But before I say it, I would like to welcome you and thank you to my show. My little channel here always appreciates all the awesome you guys bring with you. And you know, I do want to thank you, because it's your awesome that has made this YouTube experience of mine as good as it has been. And you know, if you do happen to like what you're seeing, you know, feel free to fuel up my little channel with some likes, some comments, some descriptions, dinging of the bell. Any feedback and all feedback is always welcome. And you know, even if you just want to say hello, hey, good use for them comments. And you know, another way to fuel up the little tank is the Saturday Showcase, where your cool and original text could have a video just for their own. All you gotta do is find the link down in the description for the Saturday Showcase auditions, follow it on over to the Terra Tech forums, post an in-game snapshot or a save game with instructions if it's a complicated build, and I'll make the best dang video out of it I can, and we'll share some ideas, inspire others, maybe we'll inspire each other, who knows. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I kind of hope it continues. Or, you know, if you happen to want another way, there's always a paypal.me link down there too. It's set up for a $2 donation. If you feel like you'd like to donate a few bucks to the channel to fuel up the tank, that'd be muchly appreciated. And just to show you how much I'd appreciate it, I'll put your name into a draw for a 3D printed tech. Sound pretty good to me. How about you? If you're interested, it's all down in the description. But with this one, kind of left this going for a little bit, just to kind of ramble on and that. And you guys got any ideas what I'm building? Huh? Any? No? Not yet? I guess you can, eh? I'm talking to myself. But alright, anyway, what I'm up to here is, for the longest time, let's do a little backstory. When my creative saves were first born, they were inspired by an idea I had of making what I was going to call an epic save, or my world. But then I renamed and rethought and renamed, and I come up with, I wanted to make the Reaper's Playground. In-game. Not that thread I got on the forums. It's got quite a bit of stuff in there, and a lot of them were intended to be in this save. But that's not it. This is the save version of my Reaper's Playground thread. It's not going to have all the same text in it. It's going to have some different ones, some older ones, some newer ones. Who knows? But it's going to be an ongoing thing if I can keep this save from going tits up on me. So we're going to try it out. But the one thing that I've always wanted to do was to make a train track. An elevated train track. Maybe a monorail. A monorail! I don't know. Maybe a bi-rail. But I was making it in my infinitely creative save, and I come to realize that we don't get the EXP blocks in campaign at all. Doesn't matter if you own the R&D or not. It just won't even let you select it. So I come here to the creative mode just to see if it was still available here, and when you know it, it is. Now, I'm not sure if that's because I own the R&D or if they just had an oversight and didn't take it out of this part of the game, but I kind of am hoping that it's an oversight, honestly, because if this isn't an oversight and everybody with creative mode can get the experimental blocks, why the heck did I buy the R&D? Unless it is only available to me in this because I do already have the R&D, then that wouldn't be as bad. But if that is the case, why can't I have the experimental blocks in the campaign? Because I have the R&D already purchased. So I don't really like the idea that we're getting it in here, but we're not getting it in the campaign. No matter what the restrictions or the qualifications or what you need to do to get them, I'd rather it be even all the way across the board, because the EXP blocks sometimes take a long frickin' time to get graduated, and this isn't really my favorite mode to build in. There's nothing to do. I like the enemies once in a while. But actually, to tell you the truth, when I first started this, I got about 2 pillars done in my infinitely creative save, and I was getting attacked like mad. At 3 hours of building or playing, I think I got maybe 45 minutes, an hour of real building done. But I got quite a bit done though. But then it's a lot of cleanup, and then the AI was going stupid on me. Frickin' firing at everything, no matter if I could hit it or not, or I don't even know if it was on the radar half the time. It just kept shooting. I like this enthusiasm, but Jesus, you're lagging me out and you're irritating me with all your bullets flying everywhere, is what I was thinking at the time. But anyway, I'm just kind of starting over. So we're going to make it in here. And if I'm correct, I'm not sure. I've done it before, but I haven't done it in a long time. I think if I can get this built in the creative mode, I might be able to transfer it to the campaign saves. Yeah. In my infinitely creative save. Gonna need a lot of money for that one, maybe. Won't have to buy it. I'm thinking editing. I've had luck with it a couple times before, bringing text in from one save to another, but it's been a long time, so I have to refigure it out. But I ain't worrying about that until I think it's worth it. And for it to be worth it, I gotta get a lot done. And hopefully it does let me do it. Oh man, is that gonna be a bummer. But right here, this isn't exactly the train / monorail, whatever tracked vehicle system I was talking about. This, what I'm starting on right here, is the basis for it, is the groundwork. But like anything, you gotta have supply lines, right? So this is my pipeline. I'm going from one grassland to another grassland right now, and I'm gonna have a base on either end. And who knows what else along the way or at each end, but at least a base. So anything that the base itself can't hold will go down the line, go to the next base, it'll go through that base, fill that base up as much as it can, and then it'll carry on down the pipeline to the next base. And who knows how many bases I'll end up with this by the time it's done. Because there's a lot I want to add to this save. And there's a lot that I want to build in this save. Because some of the old texts that were originally intended for this idea are so out of date, they either just wouldn't load in, maybe, because there's so many blocks that haven't been in the game for so long, or they need so much work to make them work again because the blocks would disappear because they've been taken out of the game. So it might come down to where I fix them, or I just rebuild the idea in a new way. Because I never do anything like that twice. Not the same. It does not happen. That's why I don't draw plans, I don't make too many notes, I don't do stuff like that, so I can keep things original without copying myself too much. Because I hate when I get stuck in a building rut, just constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again. But if you notice there, it's a lot quicker just putting down single blocks than it is double blocks. So that'd be the answer for this one. And yeah, if you noticed, I'm not going the full length of the build limit either. I'm going to leave a little bit of playroom on either end, so if I have to build where things can overlap and I can build around, because each one of these at the end is going to have a dropper block. So I might even need a little area for the resources to maybe get caught in. Because I'm pretty sure, just because the dropper has dropped it, I'm 100% sure that the receiver isn't going to pick it up instantly. And I'm almost thinking if I use the small ones, that'll be the worst case scenario. So if it can catch them before they fall too far with the small GSO receiver, I figure that's pretty good. We'll just have to wait and see if it works. It would be nice. Because I did my little test in the R&D last time, but it was a lot lower than this, but they were touching the ground. So I'm wondering how much farther do they fall before that receiver will pick them up. So I really don't want to have to use the large receivers. I like the small ones. Because if everything works fine, it should just be only handling one chunk at a time. It shouldn't have to even handle the 3 or the 5, whatever the smallest receiver is capable of holding. So them's my hopes. But first, I got to get to that point. So I'm going to armor this all up. Not because it needs the protection, really, but just because it looked more like a pipe. If I had blue or some other colored armor, that'd be pretty neat. I just didn't want to use too much yellow. So I want the yellow for like the bottom, so it's easy to see so you don't run into it. The enemies, that is. Now, I know you might be thinking that, why are you building all the guns and all the shields and all that? It's just slowing your game down. It's not needed in creative mode. Well, like I said, I want this to come into the real game. So I'm building it like I'm playing in the real game. I'm going to defend it. I'm going to armor it. I'm going to shield and bubble it. It's been bubbled. I like bubbling it. But yeah, I'm going to make her just like I would for any other game. Because that's where I actually started building this, was in the campaign. Just my campaign. I know you might say that's cheating. No, it isn't. It's saving time. Because I have never come up to a project I was not able to finish. The only question is how long will it take? There's been a few projects that I guess I couldn't finish just because there was actually no way of doing it. And then that's when I realized, okay, these are the limitations of the game. And I just started deciding my builds by them. And yeah, I still try and push them limitations. Here and there. I got a couple techs in mind that are going to maybe push some of the newer, the newer parts that we just got. Well, you probably, if you've seen my last video, that walking thing, that's not the last you're going to see of that idea. I got something else in mind for that too. But then again, it's just another one where you just got to kind of wait, see how it goes. Yeah, because this little build here, it's kind of another one of those thinking breaks, or just a break. I gutted out the useless machine there a video or two ago, and I've been working here and there on little tests on what kind of system I want to put back into it. But I just kind of can't motivate myself to get back at it just yet. There's something bugging me. I haven't quite put my finger on it yet. Every time I look at it, I just can't figure out my little issue. So when I get it figured out, we'll be back to work on that full force. But until then, this is kind of a no-brainer. This part of it, it's just a matter of lining stuff up and putting a bunch of blocks in the same spot over and over and over and over and over again. In different locations. Like on the map. Yeah. That makes sense and doesn't make sense all at the same time. Well, yeah, we're just kind of get this all wrapped up. Try and get this all prettified. Kind of looks like a big cannon. Wish that was a big cannon. That'd be a heck of a shot. And yeah, if you're wondering why I got shotguns up so high, and I'm putting so many weapons on it, well, you'll find out. Wait till you play your game. The enemies have gotten bigger. They seem. They're back to being bigger than me. And there's a lot of them. It seems like I was just getting bombarded with them. They're just insane. Getting like 4 techs at a time almost surrounding me. Spawning right in between all my turrets and everything that I had. That was in the last video, of course. So I am going to arm this thing to the teeth. Maybe just the bicuspids. Yeah, what do I do for that? That's too much black. Yeah, that looks like it might fit better. Yeah. Now the one thing I'm going to have to do is remember to put some lights on this. I think that's a little too big. Oh yeah, it hangs out and it'll work, but I don't want that. Takes the cool factor out of it. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, I like that way better. Nice. Now, what are we going to do there? I think this is where we're going to put in some lights. That should make her glow pretty and red. Let me see where what is what. And yeah, just in case you get some of those little scragglers jumping around me when I do get this into the main game, we'll put a couple of these in here. I guess it's more than a couple. Yeah, I guess we'd armor up the side of the faces. There. Not too bad. Not really going to worry about that back part. That'll be a next video. But I was going to try this. It didn't work. I was hoping they'd line up better and I'd just be able to raise the one or lower it. But anyway, I think that's going to be about the end of this one. So as always, thanks for joining me. I hope you had a good time watching the video. Maybe I gave you an idea. Maybe not. Never know. Unless you tell me. Which you can in the comments. Yay! But yeah, if you did like what you saw, help fuel the little channel with the likes, the comments, the suggestions, the feedback, the criticisms, if you got them. Yeah, see how far that falls? Because it all does help. And I do appreciate all the help and support you guys have thrown at me. It has helped me learn to get better, I hope. Or I think. Hopefully you agree. And hey, another way to fuel is either that paypal.me link or the Saturday Showcase. Either one, it's got a pretty good benefit. Showcase, get a video. PayPal.me could get a 3D tech. That's kind of a fair deal, I think. So anyway, until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome and keep having a good one.